Spring is in the air on high school sports scene. Hi and welcome to this edition of High School Sports Scene. I'm Colin Parts. Spring sports means a return to the playing fields where two schools renewed a rivalry.
Towson and Dulaney met at the Lions' home field in a renewal of a long-time rivalry on the lacrosse field. Less than 2 minutes into the game, junior Sarah Dorrell's shot bounced into the goal to put the Lions on the board. That goal held up for 10 minutes as the Lions' defense stalled the Towson attack. The Generals evened things up when freshman Maggie Schneidereth went short side in the top corner of the goal. Just under 8 minutes to go in the half, senior attack Lauren Bundick's shot found the mark just under the crossbar, giving Dulaney a 2-1 lead. A minute and a half later, Lion goalie Caroline Megan's clearing pass finds Kaylee O'Connor, who takes it to the top of the arc before feeding Bundick for her second goal. Towson came right back as Maggie Schneidereth notches her second goal to cut the Lion lead to 1. 15 seconds later, the Generals tied it as junior midi Casey Ryan sneaks in from the side for the score. With under 2 minutes to go in the half, Sarah Dorrell added her second goal off a free position shot. But the Generals tied it once again as the seconds ticked down. Maggie Schneidereth for the hat trick at 13 seconds left in the half. The game remained tied until 7 minutes into the second half when Corinne Wood scored to give the Lions a 5-4 lead. 20 seconds later, freshman Annie Sachs gave Dulaney a 2-goal lead. A minute later, Lauren Bundick added her third goal, making it 7-4 Lions. Annie Sachs added her second goal midway through the half. And less than 90 seconds later, Sarah Dorrell completed the Lions' scoring on the day. Towson fought back with a pair of late goals, but it was not enough as Dulaney took the latest edition of this rivalry 9-6.
Towson High School has a long tradition of athletic excellence. That tradition was honored with the induction of the inaugural class of the Towson High School Athletic Hall of Fame.
The inaugural class of the Towson High School Athletic Hall of Fame featured 6 alumni who left a lasting legacy in Towson sports history. Sue Beeler, class of '58, played field hockey, basketball, and softball. She later returned to Towson as a physical education teacher and coach, and started the Generals girls lacrosse program. Billy Jones, class of '64, played basketball and lacrosse. He led the Generals to the school's only state basketball championship in 1963. And he went on to a long college basketball coaching career. Jack Thomas, class of '70, played football and basketball, but was best known as a lacrosse player. He led the Generals to 3 consecutive county titles and was a 3-time All-American at Johns Hopkins, leading the Blue Jays to the national championship in 1974. Jamie Reynolds, class of '98, played volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse, earning numerous Female Athlete of the Year honors in 1998. She was a 4-time All-American while playing lacrosse for Cornell University. Randy Dace, class of '72, played soccer, basketball, and lacrosse, and is one of only 2 athletes in Towson history to earn a varsity letter in every season as a student. He played on Johns Hopkins' national championship lacrosse team in '74 and returned to Towson in '77, where he continues to teach and coach. His teams have won 10 state championships, and he created High School Sports Scene. While he never played in a Towson uniform, Michael Phelps, class of 2003, achieved success on the world stage as the most decorated athlete in Olympic history, winning 18 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals in swimming. Congratulations to the inaugural class of the Towson High Athletic Hall of Fame.
Now it's time to meet this month's outstanding student athletes. First, David Birkenthal introduces our outstanding male student athlete.
Rob Mathey is a senior on the Dulaney High School varsity lacrosse team. He's a big part of the Lions' attack.
A lot of people, when they're getting scouted, they want to go to the goal every time. They want to be the scorer because I think that's what coaches look for. But in my case, I really like it when other people get the glory and maybe I get the assist, but our team's still doing well.
He has an incredible vision with the ball, and he can really take in what's going on in the situation, really know what's going on. He knows exactly what to do. His field IQ is incredible, and he has a great feel for the ball and what to do in any situation.
Rob has made great strides since his freshman year.
I came into high school about like 5'1", 5'2", maybe 105, 110 pounds, and I've really bulked up, and I think that's helped me a lot on the field because I don't get pushed around as easily.
He's always kind of had great skill, and I think physically he's really developed into a very capable and you know, very great high school athlete. You know, he's worked very hard in the weight room. He's very focused in everything that he does.
This year, as a senior, Rob knows his teammates are looking to him.
This year, all the younger guys are definitely going to be looking up to me. I've been there. I've played in the state semifinal. I've led the team. I know when I came in, I was kind of a little bit nervous. I didn't really know how I was going to develop as a player, and I think if I can teach them some things, maybe like help build their confidence, they're going to really shine.
He's really made guys around him better. Me, offensively, with man up and everything, offense. He's just a great person to lead the team going into the season.
He's really starting to develop some leadership skills to, you know, encourage others and kind of demand from his teammates that they rise to his level.
Teammates see the work that Rob has put in, and it motivates them.
Every single workout he's at, he is there to get better. He's not there just to slack off and just do what he has to do. He's not there to do what's expected. He overachieves that. He does what's unexpected and really stands out, not just to stand out, but just to make himself better and to push the other guys around him.
We've had a lot of conversations about Robbie, and you know, we've got some pretty high expectations for him. We really believe that he could be a great player for us. Not only what he provides individually, but what he's going to encourage his team to do, and you know, the impact that he's going to have on us as a team.
With a 3.97 GPA in AP classes, Rob has succeeded in the classroom as well as on the field.
I like school. I like studying. I mean, not the busy work of it, but I definitely like learning. And I think being a student athlete has the perks of both things. You both get to play sports, you get to run around and release all that energy, and then once you're done, you don't really have anything else to do, so you can focus on studying. And I think that they balance each other very well.
Even as he moves on to college, the lessons learned through sports will remain with Rob.
Through playing sports, I've really learned how far I can push myself, especially in the preseason workouts. We've been really stressing finding that kind of breaking point and trying to get past it. And I think I've learned that I can push myself a lot harder than I think at times.
We wish Robbie and the rest of his teammates the best of luck for this season. For High School Sports Scene, I'm David Birkenthal.
Next, Janie Brown brings us the story on our outstanding female student athlete.
Isabel Griffith is a junior at Dulaney High School. Up until high school, she was involved in a wide variety of sports, but once she entered her freshman year, she got involved with running.
I had never run before in my entire life. I did the soccer, basketball, lacrosse whole deal up until high school, and so it was very different, but after that first season, I was kind of hooked on it.
It took her some time to get acclimated to the higher level competitiveness of the sport. but once she adapted to it, she just really blossomed, even though she didn't really have a lot of experience before her 9th grade year.
Even without any previous experience in running, Isabel managed to hold her own on the varsity team.
I think it was the whole entire outdoor season of my freshman year, so that was like 2011. And ever since then, going into cross country my sophomore year and every other season, I felt that I just can keep getting better, and I'm not satisfied with myself not getting better.
I knew almost immediately the first time she came to our practice that she had elite potential. As a distance runner, you need tremendous aerobic capacity, and she had that almost the first day of practice. Most people, it takes, a couple of months to build that up, and she had it right away.
Isabel helps to encourage her team, not only verbally, but by example.
She does a good job leading us through her work ethic, I think, because she's out there on the track doing her workouts when we're there, and she's doing so many more 800s or so many more 400s than us.
All of my captains have always been seniors, and they've always been like the top on the team. But now that I'm a junior, I just kind of, I try to encourage people. I mean, I'm hopefully what they look up to, what my team, what the younger kids can see and can kind of translate into their own racing and their own running.
Isabel excels not only on the track, but in the classroom as well.
She definitely puts in a lot of work to try and get the grades that she has. First quarter, we both started off kind of shaky in US because it was her first AP history class, but she put in a lot of work to figure out what she needed to do to study, and she spends so much extra time learning the material so she understands it when we talk about it in class.
She takes those studying habits and applies them to her own athleticism.
She's a student of her events. She studies them. She studies herself. She's her own worst critic. She doesn't do it in a negative way. She's not down on herself, but she identifies her weaknesses and fixes them.
Although she started out as a freshman with little experience, Isabel has grown into a force to be reckoned with on the team, and she's gained many lessons from her time running at Dulaney.
I think that people can look at me and hopefully say that if you work hard and if you overcome certain challenges, that you can reach this point. And it's kind of cliche, but anything's possible. I mean, that's what I've learned from this entire experience.
We wish Isabel and the track team the best of luck for the remainder of their season. For High School Sports Scene, this is Janie Brown.
Congratulations to Rob and Isabel. To honor their accomplishments, each will receive an award provided by Allegram Incorporated. Randy Dace is next with Coach's Corner. For High School Sports Scene, I'm Colin Parts. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Randy Dace and welcome to Coach's Corner. My guests today are Jack Meyers, the softball coach at Eastern Tech, and two of his top players, Nicole Dell and Lindsay Meyers. Ladies, Coach, welcome to High School Sports Scene. And Coach, right now you're sitting just where you want to be. You're 12-0, but a long way to go, right? Yes. You're ranked #1 in the metro area. And what's the magic formula so far?
It's been hard work. The first 2 weeks of the season, we worked on a lot of the fundamentals of the game. And we knew in the beginning of the season it was going to be a couple games that we were going up against some really good competition, so we needed to be ready. And we had a play day. We were exposing part of our game, so we really worked hard on that part of the game. And now I think we're pretty solid. We still haven't hit 1 through 9 yet, but we're getting there. So.
How about the weather this spring? How's that affect the game so far?
Well, the first game we had against Franklin, it was snowing in pregame. We had the video. It's pretty funny. And then it's been hot, and then it's been cold, and it's been chilly. So it's been pretty neat.
Nicole, you're a senior on the Tech team, and I should say the Mavericks. And I hear you're going to go to Stevenson and play softball.
I am.
And is softball your life?
It is.
Why softball? I heard it's the only sport you play, and you play all summer too.
I started playing when I was 8 years old, and I just fell in love with the game. It's something I love to do, and I have a passion for it.
Now, if you're playing shortstop, you got to cover a lot of ground, and you must have a pretty good arm.
I do.
and the ironic thing is you're not 6 foot tall, are you?
No, I'm not.
So you must be quick and speedy.
Yes.
And Lindsay, you're the third baseman, so we got the whole side of the left infield here. And you got a pretty good arm, Lindsay?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And how long you been playing softball?
Definitely since 8, maybe even 7. I would just used to be the girl, you know, sit on bucket and cheer for my team, you know, when I was young, and now I'm actually out there on the field. It's awesome. And
you have a sibling on the team too, don't you? Tell us about that sibling.
Well, she's the opposite of me, I would say. We get called twins on the field. She's taller than me. So sometimes they get confused who's older, but it's awesome to be playing with her. You know, I love teaching her.
And she's a freshman?
Yep, she sure is.
And then you have another family member on the team too. You want to tell us who that family member is?
Well, that would be the coach.
And Coach, she said the key word. You're the coach, right?
Yes.
You want to tell us about that relationship?
Yeah, on the field, she's not allowed to call me daddy. She has to call me coach, or, you know, that creates problems. So it's been pretty neat to see my kids playing on the same team in high school. So.
Yeah, I would have loved to have that opportunity. But Lindsay, does it create any pressures that versus maybe what, you know, my friend here, Nicole, might not have with your dad being the coach?
I know he pushes me to my limits, but, you know, that's what every coach and every dad should do. I think it's awesome because, you know, I can go home and say, hey, you remember I did this in the game, and he was there, and he understands the game, rather than like a dad that wouldn't understand the game.
Well, now, Coach, you've had great success so far at Eastern Tech. This is your 4th year, and the last 2 years you've been to, I say, the junior prom, which is the state semifinals. And let's just talk a little bit about the nightmare from last year. Can you tell me about the nightmare from last year? Because, hey, you got there, but sometimes things go bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very competitive game. It was a team that we played from Leganor, and they were fundamentally sound. We got caught a couple times on the bases. Ended up being a 3-0 game in the last inning. We had 2 strikes on our batter with 2 outs, and that girl got on, the next girl got on, and it ended up being bases loaded, and our 4-hitter hit a double to tie the game, 3-3. And so we were all excited, and we went in extra innings, did the bunt thing, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then we had 2 outs, and ball hit to one of our fielders, and she dropped it, and game over. But it was, you know, it was one of the really, really neat games because we never gave up. And but it was kind of sad for my seniors that last year because that was their last game at Eastern Tech. So.
Okay, now Nicole, it was March 1st when you started practice. What was the goal for your team this year so far?
Our goal is to win states.
Okay.
To go all the way.
All right. Lindsay, you believe it can happen?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want that ring this year.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a little about the team, ladies, okay? Can you describe, your senior dominated? Do you have a lot of juniors, sophomores? How's it
We're
look?
actually more underclassmen dominated. We have, I think it's 9 sophomores and freshmen that are on the team.
Yeah.
There's only 4 seniors and 1 junior. So we all work together. That we're a team. We, you know, can get along really well and make it happen.
Now, I used to play a lot of baseball in the old days. They told me pitching was pretty important. Lindsay, is that true?
Definitely. Our junior is our pitcher, and I know that, you know, once she leaves, we may struggle, but I know Eastern Tech softball is always going to be strong, but pitching is definitely key, and we're really lucky to have Jordan Cargile.
Now, Coach, in boys baseball in Baltimore County, there's limitations on how long the boys can pitch each week, true? In girls softball, it's unlimited?
Correct. Unlimited. She can pitch every inning of every game. She's actually done that this year. So.
Well, she's pitching that hard. Do you see anything down at shortstop, or has the second baseman got a tough job?
I do. It depends on the team we're playing, but if we're playing a really competitive team, I'll get some here and there.
How about you, Lindsay, down third?
I'll have to backhand it every once in a while, going straight down the line.
Well, you're 12-0 right now. Let's go back in time real quick here. Is there any win that you look back and say that was a really good win we had this year so far?
Yeah, Seton Keogh. We beat them in extra innings, 3-2. That was a nail biter. It came down to the very last at bat, the very last out.
Okay.
It was a great game.
You know, he was talking about you're up 3-0, and I look at girls softball scores. I'll see sometimes reading the paper, you know, somebody was up 6-0, and then 8 runs scored. Is it like basketball momentum starts to go? How's it work, Lindsay, with softball, where people can score so many runs in one inning or so?
Well, it's not exactly like basketball because I used to play it, but definitely momentum can help the team, because I know once someone gets a hit, it brings everybody else up, and it definitely like boosts the energy of that inning. But we're smart, and when we're out on the field and we can tell a team is, you know, got momentum like hitting, we call in the team together and grab a huddle to stop their momentum and keep us focused.
Coach, what does Nicole bring to your team as a shortstop?
I've told this to so many people, she's a lights out shortstop. So anytime there's a ball hit at short, there's no worries. So that's been a big plus this year. She has a great arm. She goes to the hole. She goes to the backhand very well. And we actually turned a double play yesterday, right?
We did.
So, so that's a confidence thing for the team. When she's playing shortstop, she builds confidence around the rest of the team, and she's a leader, and she doesn't mess with, you know, once game time comes, it's game time. So
she brings a briefcase, huh?
Yeah. She's going to work.
When I'm watching her right now, I can tell she's a focused lady.
She goes to work.
That's my favorite word, focus. Well, Nicole, what does Lindsay bring to the team? Because we want her dad talking about his daughter, do we?
Lindsay brings energy and motivation. She's she's a great leader, and she gets everybody pumped up when we seem to either have a bad inning or something's going wrong. It's up to Lindsay to bring everybody back together.
Great. Now, right now we're in the latter part of April, and Coach, how many more games do you have left on the schedule?
Let's see. We have I think 6 on the schedule, and then we have the counties, and then we start preparing for the regionals.
And of the 6 coming up, any big games you see?
One of my favorite games is playing Spalding. It's a private school. They've done well every year, and so that's next Monday.
Okay, and then we have the county championship, and you told me the county championship this year, which I would imagine you guys are going to qualify for. Who would be your opponent possibly? Cross your fingers you get there.
It comes down to Franklin, Hereford, or Lansdowne. I'm not sure what the records are.
But you're going to play at a big field somewhere.
Yeah, Stevenson University.
And that'll be maybe your home field next year, huh?
It's really neat.
That should be exciting with the county championship. And then you want to really focus in the region, because that gets you to the junior prom, right? And who's tough in that region?
We have C. Milton Wright. We have Bel Air. All of the Harford County teams are pretty tough. Eventually we'll be facing those teams. And then once we get to the states, I don't know who we're playing, but if we do get to the final, it's going to be a pretty good competition. Northern's won 5 state championships, so that's a big challenge.
Where do they play the states nowadays?
The semis at Bachman, and then New Ursuline, Maryland for the finals.
And we're talking latter part of May.
Yes.
Okay. And girls, I always think the latter part of May, I worry about the prom, okay? The prom's not on the same day of that, is it?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, Lindsay, in terms of softball, and it's obvious you all love softball, where do you find players to emulate, or do you have a favorite college player? Or, you know, it's a little different than other sports you have as far as with the pro and things like that. Do you watch college ball at all?
Oh yeah, I love the College World Series. We thought about like doing kind of like a bracket this year,
really?
You know, just like March Madness, but we don't know. I mean, my sister and I watch it at home, and we compete, and we're like, oh, you know, this is our team. We're gonna stick with them, and it's really neat to see how they play, because you can like learn from them a lot. So.
And Lindsay, you're gonna go to Salisbury next year, and tell us your career plans.
Well, I might play like a club sport, but I'm not sure yet, because I want to be focused on my major, which is possibly athletic training or occupational therapy.
And being a student at Eastern right now, what is your major there?
Oh, Teacher Academy. So that didn't really help me too much.
Yeah, it's close. And Nicole, you're at Eastern Tech. What is your major now?
I'm majoring in business management and finance.
And you want to carry that over to Stevenson?
Yes, I'm going to major in accounting when I go to Stevenson.
Very good. And girls, are you superstitious at all?
Yes.
Are you?
A little bit. I personally am.
Tell me real quick.
Well, we used to do this kind of like dance off after we warm up, and we do this little game, and it keeps us in focus, and it makes us bond, so I like it a lot.
Starts energy for the game.
Yeah.
And I asked that question because when you win, you always want to sort of repeat what you did the game before, and superstition only comes a part of me. I used to get exhausted putting my clothes on the same way and tying the shoes the same way.
I wear the same ribbon. I try to.
There you
I'm
go.
Like, we won that game.
Well, listen, ladies, it was great meeting you, and congratulations on a great career so far. We'll cross our fingers you get to the junior prom and the senior prom in terms of the state championship. And Coach, congratulations on keeping the Eastern Tech softball program atop there, being ranked #1. And Coach, I hope you make it to the state finals and bring back that hardwood for Baltimore County.
We will.
Thank you.
For High School Sports Scene, I'm Randy Dace. Thanks for watching. See you next time.